Okay, so today I want to just walk you through my process of recording these songs for the Reimaginos record and also the Imaginos 2 record, and probably I will do the same thing for Imaginos 3. What I do is I will take the original recordings, the songs that, even the songs that weren't written, weren't completed. I would use the demos that I made and put them up on in Logic and mess around with them a little bit. Sometimes I'd straighten out the tempo. Sometimes I'd leave the tempo as random as it was, depending upon the song. Sometimes I would speed things up. I did all kinds of things with that. But a lot of times I was forced to completely change. I could not use that as a basis for what I was doing and what I wanted to do with the song. For instance, When the War Comes, which I changed to When War Comes because it just sounds a little better, I think. But that one I could not use the track at all. It was too many chords all together at once. I didn't mind all the chords. I just thought that they should be spaced out, and that's what I did with that song. But a song that was really a breakthrough song for me was Shadow of California. And the song, the way it goes, the riff is like, oops. It's in a different key. It's actually in this key. You hear what you hear, but I was thinking about this riff, and then I was like, well, how can I make that a little bit more more Imaginos like? And so I had this idea to do a okay, that's cool, that's cool. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe if I go. And I was like, wait a minute, that's another song. I don't know what it is, but it's another song, and I'm stealing this other song and trying to put it in with Imaginos. It was vexing me. And so one night, I'm going to sleep, and I had this idea to do it more like Sly and the Family Stone, like, thank you for letting me be myself. And that, all of a sudden, I had a bed. I had a bed for it. I had to change the key again. Because, like I say, it was too high, the way that Eric sings it. So I changed it to the key of C minor on the baritone. I put a capo on there, and it went. So that worked out well. I was able to keep that, I changed the 4 chord because originally it went to the 4 chord on the second and I didn't like that, so I said, well, what if I change the 4 chord to a flat 9 chord? It turns it kind of into a Phrygian mode for any of you music nerds there. chorus is pretty much exactly the same. I even did the way that you know, the harmonies were and everything. I did it all pretty much exactly like Blue Oyster Cult's version. But that led me to another song that was vexing me, was OD'd on Life Itself. Now, OD'd on Life Itself is kind of got a, you know, it's, I'll take this off for a second. It's kind of a rock-a-chaka song. It's upbeat. It went. I fool you, rest and assure you. I went even, but you on the line now. Okay, so that was it. It was an upbeat kind of thing. But I was like, but that's, you know, and I was looking at the original lyrics, you know, the whole thing about the crumpled like grave cloths and all of that, and it was like, this is a much darker sound than that rock-a-chaka sound. I mean, yes, you can dance to it, but, you know, I wanted it to be spooky. And so one of the things I did, of course, was I changed the key, as I would do. I made, and it was almost, the keys that I changed are almost always lower. So I changed it to the key of D, and I had this idea to make the guitar riff similar to Shadow of California. How can I fool you? Listen, assure you. It was actually, how can I cure you? Rest and assure you. Cure, assure. Take it all from here, put you on the line, yeah. It's one of those riffs that just repeats over and over again, and it would think it's boring, but it kind of has like this cumulative, hypnotic thing to it. So rather than having all these different sections and all that stuff, I tried to keep it one basic feel for the entire song. I remember Bobby Colomby telling me one time about my drumming and Blue Oyster Cult's arrangements, which were mostly my arrangement. He'd say, you know, you guys, you get a good groove going, and then the next thing you know, you change it into something else. He said, I like to hear a song with a groove that goes all the way through the song. So, you know, that's something I've always thought about. You know, Bobby Colomby, the drummer from Blood, Sweat and Tears, was the guy, one of the people who helped get us signed to Columbia Records when we got our deal. So Bobby is a very smart, savvy musician, and that was some good advice that, you know, by the time we got to Reaper, I knew how to keep a groove going. So anyway, so for that song, I wanted to have that. So that's a little bit of insight into how I would go about doing the arrangements for these new songs. Of course, those two songs, like I say, I could not use the original recordings. I had to just scrap that and just do a whole new thing, you know, based upon it. But I always start with, you know, trying to be respectful for, you know, because people like those versions and stuff, and I don't, you know, I don't want to not do them justice. So hopefully you guys will dig what I'm doing, and hopefully this mic is working. I can't tell. The other one has a light on it. This one doesn't. Well, we'll see. All right. That's it for now.